So here is my tarp setup. This is the War Bonnet Big Mamba Jamba. I have the door kit as well, and I've also added some aftermarket pullouts. Those are grip clips. I wanted to run through the suspension, the tarp suspension, and the sort of the features that I've added, that I've pulled from various sources. Let's take a look at the way that this end attaches to the tree. This is a 30-foot piece of Dynaglide as the ridgeline. On this end over here, basically all that I've done is this is a spliced eye in the end with a locked Brummel on it. But if you're using any kind of regular cordage, you could just tie a loop in this end over here. And what it is the Dynaglide goes around the tree and then clips back onto itself with this microbeaner here. If we follow the ridgeline, this is actually a DIY black bishop bag. It's just a stuff sack with a hole poked in the end. And then I took some GE silicone 2 and put some silicone around the hole just to prevent any fraying. That's held up pretty well for a season or two now. Let's keep following the suspension of the tarp here. If you take a look, this is a prusik. This is a 1.5 millimeter sterling accessory cord is what this is called. And this is prusiked onto the continuous ridgeline, and then it's just permanently attached to the rings with just an overhand knot. The reason why I like these prusiks is because what you can do is you can slide to adjust the prusiks, to adjust the tarp either closer towards this tree over here or closer towards that tree over there, depending on where you want your tarp to be. So that's a nice little feature. So let's keep following things over this way. We've got an additional prusik on this end, and it's tied exactly the same way. 4 wraps seems to have worked just fine with this Dynaglide and this 1.5 millimeter accessory cord. It adjusts just fine. Sometimes if it gets a little tight, you can just sort of manipulate it a bit with your fingers here and loosen it up a bit, and it'll slide just fine. So let's take a look at how this end is attached to this tree. So if we were to follow this Dynaglide this way, we have a prusik here. The Dynaglide goes around the tree, and then what I've done here is I have taken a microbeaner and I've attached it with a marlin spike hitch here on this piece of cord that's coming from the opposite side of the tree. So the Dynaglide goes here. We've got a prusik. It goes around the tree and back. Marlin spike hitch tied here with a microbeaner in it, and the microbeaner clips onto the prusik. The reason why I like this is there's 2 reasons. One of them is you can see that first off, the traditional way, I guess that you would normally see a tarp's suspension being hung would be to come straight across and end up hitting level at the tree. Now, I've actually, partially taken this method from War Bonnet Guy in one of his videos describing how to hang, I believe, the Big Mamba Jamba. He actually has the suspension of the tarp following the suspension of the hammock. Now, I like it for one reason, like I'd mentioned, is that it's not interfering with the hammock suspension. But the other reason why I like it this way is because you can see how high the tarp is off of the hammock. What I do like is that you can now tighten or loosen this prusik, and it will actually move the hammock, rather the tarp, up or down. So take a look. If I end up loosening this prusik over here, it ends up dropping my tarp down onto my hammock, closer to my hammock, that is. And now all I have to do is go and tighten up all 4 of my corner tie-outs, obviously, and my side pull-out. And that'll bring everything closer, or, sort of battening down the hatches. And it's extremely simple, rather than with a traditional tarp ridgeline where it would actually cross and be just, straight the entire way. You would actually have to move the suspension up or down the tree in order to actually bring the tarp up or down. With this method, all you have to do is tighten or loosen this prusik here, and it will adjust the height of your tarp. So we're going to stop here, and we're going to pick up with some of the finer points of the corner pullouts and the side pullout.